The castle of Enchantia glowed golden in the early morning sun. Birds chirped happily in the royal gardens, and the fountains sparkled like diamonds. Princess Sofia was enjoying a peaceful morning stroll, her Amulet of Avalor swinging lightly on her chest. She smiled at the fresh breeze and closed her eyes. But then, something unusual drifted to her ears. It was music, a melody so enchanting, so full of mystery, that Sofia stopped in her tracks. She tilted her head, listening more closely. The song wasn't coming from the gardens, nor from the castle halls. It seemed to float across the air, as though carried by the sea itself. The notes rose and fell like waves, almost like a voice calling out to her. Sofia gasped. Could this be the magic of my amulet again? She thought. Her amulet had called upon princesses in the past whenever she was in need, and she recognized that feeling. Her heart raced. Is someone trying to reach me? She whispered. She hurried back inside to tell Clover, her rabbit friend. Clover munched lazily on a carrot as Sofia explained. You're saying you heard singing on the wind? Clover said with a mouthful. Maybe someone just left a radio on somewhere. Sofia giggled. Clover, we don't have radios in Enchantia. I'm serious. It was magical. I think another princess is trying to reach me. Clover raised an eyebrow. Uh-huh. And what if it's just bailiwick humming while dusting the castle? Before Sofia could answer, the amulet suddenly glowed brightly, sending shimmering light all around the room. Clover leapt back, his carrot falling with a thud. Whoa, okay, maybe you're onto something. The glow filled the room, and Sofia felt a warm rush of magic. Then a clear voice echoed softly. Follow the melody to the shore, Sofia. Someone awaits your help. Sofia gasped. It's true! The amulet is guiding me! Her excitement bubbled up, but she also felt nervous. Who could it be this time? The last time she had met princesses like Jasmine and Belle. But this felt different. This was connected to the sea. Clover shook his head. You always get into the wildest adventures. Can't we just, take a nap instead? Sofia chuckled and scooped him up. Come on, Clover. If someone needs help, we can't ignore it. The amulet is never wrong. Together, they hurried through the castle halls. Sofia told Amber and James she'd be out for a while, but they only waved her off, thinking she was on another one of her little magical errands. Sofia and Clover reached the edge of the castle grounds where the sparkling ocean stretched wide and endless. And there, carried on the salty air, they heard the voice again. This time, the melody was clearer, hauntingly beautiful. Sofia's eyes widened. That's no ordinary song. That's a mermaid's voice. Her heart leapt with both wonder and fear. She remembered her past adventures under the sea, when she had once met Oona, the young mermaid. Could it be Oona again? Or someone new? The waves suddenly shimmered, and the song grew stronger. Clover clung to Sofia's arm nervously. Oh boy, I've got a bad feeling about this. But Sofia smiled bravely, stepping closer to the shore. I think we're about to meet someone very special. Sofia stood at the shoreline, her shoes sinking slightly into the soft sand. The waves sparkled under the morning sun, and the melody seemed to rise from beneath the sea itself. Her amulet pulsed with soft pink light, urging her closer. Clover tugged nervously at her skirt. Sofia, please tell me we're not going swimming again, he muttered. Last time, I almost drowned. Sofia bent down, giving him a reassuring smile. Don't worry, Clover. The amulet will help us, just like before. We won't be alone. And as if on cue, the amulet glowed brighter, shooting a gentle beam of magic into the sea. The water shimmered, and a whirl of bubbles rose to the surface. Sofia gasped. She felt the familiar magic of transformation. In a swirl of light, her gown shifted into a sea-green dress that flowed like water, and her legs transformed into a shimmering mermaid tail. Clover squeaked, Not again! But before he could protest further, the magic wrapped around him too, giving him the ability to breathe underwater. With a splash, Sofia dove into the sea, Clover clinging tightly to her side. The ocean world opened before them in a dazzling display of coral reefs, schools of rainbow-colored fish, and shafts of sunlight cutting through the water. The song grew clearer, guiding her deeper. Sophia's heart pounded with excitement. She whispered, "It's definitely a mermaid, but who could it be?" As they swam, a sudden shadow passed overhead. Clover yelped, "Shark! We're doomed!" But it wasn't a shark. It was a graceful figure with long flowing red hair that glistened in the water like fire. She turned slowly, her sea-blue eyes meeting Sophia's. The voice that had enchanted the air now filled the sea with music. "Hello," the figure said warmly. "You must be Princess Sofia." Sophia's jaw dropped. You're Princess Ariel." The legendary princess smiled. "Yes, and I've been waiting for you." Sophia blinked in disbelief. She had heard many stories of Princess Ariel, the mermaid who once lived on land and sea, whose songs were known across kingdoms, and now here she was, floating right before her. "I can't believe it," Sophia said breathlessly. "You're real." Ariel chuckled softly. "And you're even younger than I imagined. Your amulet told me you'd come." Sophia touched her amulet in surprise. "It spoke to you, too?" "Yes," Ariel explained. "The amulet connects princesses who can help one another. I was singing to guide you here." Clover whispered, "Great. So this whole underwater trip wasn't just for nothing. But what do you need Sophia for?" Ariel's expression turned serious. "There's trouble in the Sea Kingdom. A precious pearl, one that keeps balance in these waters, has gone missing. Without it, the tides will grow wild, storms may rise, and sea creatures will be in danger." Sophia's eyes widened. "That sounds terrible. Do you know who took it?" Ariel shook her head. "Not yet, but I've heard whispers of dark magic. That's why I called you, Sophia. The amulet has chosen you to help." Sophia felt a mix of pride and fear. She had helped many before, but this felt bigger. Ariel, a princess she admired so much, was trusting her. "I'll do my best," Sophia said firmly. "Where do we start?" Ariel's eyes softened. "You remind me of myself when I was your age, brave, curious, and willing to do anything for her friends." Just then, a loud rumble echoed through the water. The reef around them shook, and a school of fish darted away in panic. A dark swirl of bubbles rose from the depths. Ariel grabbed Sophia's hand. "We don't have much time. Follow me." They swam quickly into the coral caves, Clover grumbling the whole way. "Why do I always end up in these messes?" But Sophia's heart raced, not with fear, but with determination. She knew this was only the beginning of a great adventure. The coral caves glowed faintly, their walls lined with shimmering shells that pulsed with light. Sophia marveled at the beauty, but Ariel stayed focused. These caves hold ancient clues. If the pearl is missing, the answers may be here. As they swam deeper, they found carvings on the walls, symbols of sea creatures and waves. Sophia traced them with her hand. "These look like stories." Ariel nodded. "Yes, legends of the sea. One story says the pearl is guarded by harmony itself, and when disharmony grows, dark forces try to claim it." Suddenly, a low hiss echoed through the cave. Clover squealed. "Please tell me that's not what I think it is." Out of the shadows, a figure emerged, half octopus, half mermaid, with glowing yellow eyes. Sophia shivered. Ariel whispered, "That's Marina, one of the sea witches." Marina smirked. "Ah, Princess Ariel and her little surface friend. How delightful. Looking for the pearl, are we?" Sophia gripped her amulet. "Did you take it?" Marina laughed coldly. "Oh, little girl, the ocean holds many secrets. If you want answers, you'll have to prove yourself." Before anyone could react, Marina waved her tentacles, and the cave trembled as sharp rocks began to fall. "Swim!" Ariel cried. Sophia and Clover followed her as the cave collapsed behind them. Marina's laughter echoed through the water. The cave shook violently as jagged rocks began to tumble from the ceiling. Sophia's eyes widened, and Clover squealed so loudly that bubbles shot out of his mouth. "We're going to be buried alive!" he shouted, flailing his little paws. "Swim fast!" Ariel cried, grabbing Sophia's hand. With her powerful mermaid tail, she pulled Sophia and Clover through the swirling water. Behind them, the cave walls cracked apart with loud crunches, sending shards of coral and stone crashing down. Sofia looked over her shoulder. Marina was laughing, her tentacles swirling in the shadows. "You'll never find the pearl," she hissed. "The ocean belongs to me." Sofia's heart pounded, but she shook her head firmly. "No, Marina. The ocean belongs to everyone." Her voice gave her strength. She pushed herself to swim faster. Clover clung tightly to Sofia's shoulder, muttering, "If I survive this, I'm asking for a lifetime supply of carrots." Just as the last opening began to close, Ariel spotted a narrow gap between two coral pillars. "This way!" she shouted. With a burst of strength, she guided them through the gap. Rocks crashed behind them, sealing the cave completely. The three of them shot out into open water, gasping in relief. For a moment, they floated silently, their chests heaving. Then Clover burst out, "That's it! I'm retiring from adventures. From now on, I'm sticking to naps and snacks." Sofia chuckled, though her eyes were still serious. "We can't give up now. Marina definitely knows where the pearl is, and if she's willing to trap us like that, it must be very important." Ariel nodded. "You're right, but we'll need help. We can't face Marina alone." "Help?" Clover squeaked. "Please tell me you mean help, as in an army of sea guards with big sharp spears." Ariel gave him a gentle smile. "Not exactly. But I know someone who has a brave heart, and once proved herself to Sofia." Sofia's eyes brightened. "Wait, do you mean Oona?" Ariel nodded. "Yes. She's grown stronger since you last met her. She might know something about Marina's schemes, too." Sofia felt a wave of joy. The thought of seeing her mermaid friend again filled her with excitement. "Let's go find her then." Together, the three swam through the glowing reefs, the danger of the collapsing cave still fresh in their minds. As they moved toward the mermaid villages, the waters became calmer and warmer. Sofia touched her amulet thoughtfully. "It brought me here for a reason. Maybe part of that reason was reuniting with Oona. With her, we'll have a better chance." Clover groaned. "Sure, because nothing says safety like swimming into even more danger." But deep down, even Clover knew. If anyone could find the missing pearl and stand up to Marina, it was Sofia and Ariel. And now, they were about to find the friend who would make their team complete. The sunlit waters of the Sea Kingdom shimmered as Sofia, Ariel, and Clover swam through the reefs. Bright schools of fish darted around them, and coral arches stretched like underwater castles. Sofia's heart beat faster as she recognized the familiar landmarks. This was where she had once met Oona, the young mermaid who had become her dear friend. "I hope she remembers me," Sofia whispered. Ariel smiled knowingly. "Friendships made from kindness are never forgotten." They swam into a clearing where mermaids played, weaving ribbons of seaweed through shells. Among them was Oona, her purple tail sparkling, her hair flowing gracefully as she laughed with her friends. When her eyes landed on Sofia, she froze in surprise, then darted forward with excitement. "Sofia!" Oona cried, wrapping her arms around her. "You came back!" Sofia hugged her tightly. "I missed you, Oona. It's so good to see you again." Clover, still clinging to Sofia's shoulder, muttered, "Oh, great. A reunion. Can we do the hugging part on land next time?" Oona giggled. "Clover, you haven't changed at all." Ariel stepped forward, her presence commanding but warm. "Oona, it's good to finally meet you. I've heard of your bravery from Sofia." Oona's eyes widened. "Princess Ariel? The Ariel?" She gasped in awe. "It's such an honor." Ariel gave her a gentle smile. "The honor is mine. I've heard you once helped Sofia save the Mermaid Kingdom. We need your help again." Oona's cheerful face grew serious. "Is this about the missing pearl?" Sofia blinked. "You know about it?" Oona nodded. "Everyone's been talking. The sea currents have grown strange, and some creatures are frightened. My mother says it's because the pearl that balances the tides is gone." Ariel's eyes darkened. "We think Marina stole it. We saw her in the coral caves." Oona frowned. "That makes sense. Marina's been sneaking around late." Trying to trick merfolk into joining her side. She says she can make them more powerful." Sofia placed her hand on Oona's. "Then we have to stop her together. Will you help us?" Without hesitation, Oona nodded firmly. Of course. You helped me when I was in trouble, Sofia. Now it's my turn to help you. Suddenly, a loud horn echoed through the water. Mermaids around them gasped. The festival is starting, one shouted. The Sea Festival, Oona explained quickly. It's held every year to celebrate harmony. Everyone gathers to sing and dance. But with the pearl missing, the celebration feels different. Sofia and Ariel exchanged a glance. If Marina wanted to strike fear into the kingdom, the festival would be the perfect place to do it. Ariel's voice was steady. Then we must be there. If Marina makes a move, we'll be ready. Clover sighed. Great. First collapsing caves, now festivals with potential villains. My life just keeps getting better. But Sofia only smiled, her amulet glowing faintly, as if encouraging her. She knew they were on the right path. Together, they could face whatever came next. The Sea Festival was breathtaking. Colorful lanterns shaped like shells floated through the water, glowing softly. Mermaids swam in circles, weaving seaweed ribbons through coral arches. Music filled the kingdom, a chorus of joyful voices blending with the rhythm of drums made from shells. Sofia and Oona swam at the front of the crowd, with Ariel close by. For a moment, Sofia allowed herself to smile. Even with the pearl missing, the Sea Kingdom's spirit was strong. Isn't it beautiful? Oona whispered. This festival is supposed to remind us that harmony keeps the ocean alive. Sofia nodded. Then we'll protect that harmony no matter what. But as the music swelled, the water suddenly grew cold. The glowing lanterns flickered, and a dark cloud of ink spread across the celebration. Gasps echoed as the joyful singing turned to frightened whispers. From the shadows, Marina appeared, her tentacles twisting like storm clouds. Her yellow eyes gleamed. Harmony? She sneered. What foolishness! Power is all that matters. Mermaids shrank back in fear, clutching their children. The music stopped, and silence filled the waters. Marina raised her hand, and the water churned violently. Without the pearl, I control the tides now. Bow to me, and I may spare your kingdom. Sofia swam forward bravely, her amulet glowing. Marina, you can't scare them into obeying you. Harmony is stronger than fear. Marina laughed coldly. You're just a child playing princess. She waved her tentacle, sending a whirlpool surging toward Sofia. Ariel darted forward, blocking it with her tail and creating a protective current. Not while I'm here, Marina, Oona joined, her young voice ringing out. Leave us alone. For a moment, Marina was surprised by their defiance. But then she hissed, Very well. Let's see how long your courage lasts. She vanished into a cloud of black smoke, leaving chaos in her wake. Mermaids panicked, swimming in all directions. Sofia quickly thought of Clover, who was spinning helplessly in the current. She caught him, holding him close. Everyone, stay calm, Sofia shouted, her voice carrying through the water. The mermaids turned to her, eyes wide. Sofia's amulet glowed brighter as she continued. Harmony means standing together, not running apart. Marina can't win if we don't let fear control us. Her words seemed to steady the crowd. Slowly, the music began again, softer but determined. Ariel gave Sofia a proud nod. She tried to ruin the festival, Ariel said, but instead she showed us how strong we are together. Marina was gone for now, but everyone knew she would return. Sofia touched her amulet, determination shining in her eyes. We have to find the pearl before she comes back. Later that night, Sofia sat with Ariel and Oona in the quiet of the Royal Mermaid Palace. The celebration had calmed, but unease still lingered in the water. Queen Emmeline, Oona's mother, floated before them, her crown of coral gleaming. You've shown courage today, Princess Sofia, she said warmly. But Marina grows bolder. Without the pearl, our kingdom will remain in danger. We'll find it, Sofia promised. But we need a clue. The queen motioned to a chest made of mother-of-pearl. These are the singing shells. They have guided our people for generations. Inside were shells of every color, each glowing faintly. Ariel touched one, and it emitted a soft melody. Another shell responded, creating harmony. Sofia listened closely, her amulet pulsing in rhythm with the music. Suddenly, 3 shells glowed brighter, forming a strange pattern. Their combined melody was haunting, rising and falling like whispers. Sofia leaned closer. It's a message. Her amulet shimmered, and a voice echoed in her mind. Seek the trench of whispers, where silence guards the truth. Oona gasped. The trench of whispers? That place is dangerous. Hardly anyone dares go near it. The currents there are wild, and strange voices echo from its depths. Ariel nodded thoughtfully. If the pearl is hidden anywhere, it would be a place like that. Marina wouldn't risk leaving it somewhere easy to find. Clover groaned. Why is it never the trench of naps, or the cove of carrots, always something terrifying? Sofia smiled reassuringly. We'll be careful, Clover, but this is the only clue we have. We have to follow it. The Queen placed her hand gently on Sofia's shoulder. If you are to journey there, you must be guided by harmony itself. Do not let fear break your bond with each other. Ariel gave a determined nod. Then it's settled. We leave at dawn. As the group swam out later to rest, Sofia looked at the stars shimmering faintly through the water's surface. She whispered to her amulet, We'll find the pearl, I promise. The next morning, Sofia, Ariel, Oona, and Clover swam into darker waters. The cheerful reefs faded, replaced by jagged rocks and dim light. The water grew colder, and an eerie silence surrounded them. This is creepy, Clover muttered, holding onto Sofia's hair tightly. Even the fish don't want to be here. Oona's voice trembled slightly. The trench is near. Do you hear that? They all paused. Faint whispers echoed through the water, as though voices were carried on the currents. But when Sofia listened closely, she realized the whispers weren't words. They were riddles. Her amulet glowed softly, guiding her to a stone archway at the edge of the trench. Carvings lined the stone, and water flowed through them like veins of light. It's a puzzle, Sofia whispered. Ariel studied the carvings. The whispers are riddles. We must answer them to pass safely. The voices echoed. What binds the sea and sky, yet cannot be held? Sofia thought hard, then she smiled. Harmony. The answer is harmony. The carvings glowed, and the current stilled, letting them pass through. But as they swam deeper, a massive shadow slithered through the trench. A giant eel, its eyes glowing like lanterns, circled them menacingly. Clover screamed, I knew it! We're eel food! Ariel swam forward bravely, distracting the eel with swift, graceful movements. Oona created a swirl of bubbles to confuse it. Sofia held her amulet close, whispering, Please help us. The amulet glowed, casting a burst of light that startled the eel long enough for them to swim past safely. As they reached the bottom of the trench, the whispers grew louder, leading them toward a glowing cavern. Sofia's heart raced. Whatever lay ahead, they were getting closer to the pearl. The cavern at the trench's base glowed with an otherworldly light. In its center rested a massive sea turtle with a shell covered in ancient runes. His wise eyes opened slowly as Sofia, Ariel, and Oona approached. I am the guardian, his deep voice rumbled. Who dares seek the pearl of harmony? Sofia swam forward bravely. We do. I'm Princess Sofia, and this is Princess Ariel and Princess Oona. We've come to stop Marina and restore balance. The guardian studied her closely. Many desire the pearl's power. Why should I trust you with its secret? Sofia took a deep breath. Because we don't want the pearl for power. We want it to protect others. Marina wants to control the sea with fear, but we believe harmony makes us stronger. The guardian's eyes softened. You speak with truth, but words are not enough. You must prove your heart. The cavern shifted, creating 3 paths, one filled with swirling whirlpools, one with glowing firefish, and one completely dark. Choose the path of your spirit, the guardian instructed. Sofia looked at Ariel and Oona. We have to trust ourselves. She chose the dark path, holding her amulet for light. Ariel swam through the whirlpools, using her strength to keep balance. Oona faced the firefish, calming them with gentle songs. When they returned, the guardian nodded. You have passed. Marina has stolen the pearl, but she is not yet beyond your reach. Beware. She hides in the abyssal spires. The cavern trembled, and the guardian faded into light, leaving behind a trail that pointed the way. Sofia clenched her fist. "We're close. We have to stop Marina before it's too late." The abyssal spires loomed ahead, twisted towers of black rock rising from the sea floor. Strange currents swirled, and the water felt heavy, like it resisted every stroke of their tails. Suddenly, a net of glowing seaweed shot out, wrapping around Clover. "Sofia!" he screamed as he was yanked away. "Clover!" Sofia cried, swimming after him. But Marina emerged from the shadows, holding the net in her tentacles. Her laughter echoed through the spires. "If you want your little friend back," Marina hissed, "you'll leave now and forget the pearl." Sofia's heart ached, but she lifted her chin. "I'll never abandon my friends, or the ocean," Marina sneered. "Then watch him suffer." She tightened the net, and Clover squealed. Ariel swam forward, her eyes blazing. "Let him go, Marina." But Marina only summoned a storm of black magic. Sofia clutched her amulet desperately. "Please, help us!" The jewel glowed brighter than ever, and suddenly a vision of other princesses appeared around Sofia, Belle, Jasmine, and even Cinderella. Their voices echoed. "Courage and kindness, Sofia. Trust your heart." Strength surged through her. Sofia darted forward, using the light of the amulet to unravel the enchanted net. Clover burst free, tumbling into her arms. Marina shrieked, shielding her eyes from the glow. "No, that power should be mine." But Ariel and Oona flanked Sofia, their determination unshaken. "This ends now," Ariel said firmly. Marina hissed and retreated deeper into the spires. "Then come and face me, if you dare." Sofia held Clover close, whispering, "We'll stop her. Together." Sofia stood at the shoreline, her shoes sinking slightly into the soft sand. The waves sparkled under the morning sun, and the melody seemed to rise from beneath the sea itself. Her amulet pulsed with soft pink light, urging her closer. Clover tugged nervously at her skirt. "Sofia, please tell me we're not going swimming again," he muttered. "Last time, I almost drowned." Sofia bent down, giving him a reassuring smile. "Don't worry, Clover. The amulet will help us, just like before. We won't be alone." And as if on cue, the amulet glowed brighter, shooting a gentle beam of magic into the sea. The water shimmered, and a whirl of bubbles rose to the surface. Sofia gasped. She felt the familiar magic of transformation. In a swirl of light, her gown shifted into a sea-green dress that flowed like water, and her legs transformed into a shimmering mermaid tail. Clover squeaked, "Not again!" But before he could protest further, the magic wrapped around him too, giving him the ability to breathe underwater. With a splash, Sofia dove into the sea, Clover clinging tightly to her side. The ocean world opened before them in a dazzling display of coral reefs, schools of rainbow-colored fish, and shafts of sunlight cutting through the water. The song grew clearer, guiding her deeper. Sofia's heart pounded with excitement. She whispered, "It's definitely a mermaid, but who could it be?" As they swam, a sudden shadow passed overhead. Clover yelped, "Shark! We're doomed!" But it wasn't a shark. It was a graceful figure with long flowing red hair that glistened in the water like fire. She turned slowly, her sea-blue eyes meeting Sofia's. The voice that had enchanted the air now filled the sea with music. "Hello," the figure said warmly. "You must be Princess Sofia." Sofia's jaw dropped. You're Princess Ariel." The legendary princess smiled. "Yes, and I've been waiting for you." The pearl floated gently, glowing brighter than ever. It rose from Sofia's hands and returned to its sacred place within the ocean currents. Immediately the sea calmed, the waters turning warm and clear again. Fish returned, corals brightened, and the entire kingdom seemed to sigh with relief. The balance was restored. Ariel placed a gentle hand on Sofia's shoulder. "You were incredible. Without you, Marina would have won." Sofia shook her head. "Not just me. It was all of us. Our harmony. That's what stopped her." Oona smiled proudly. "You're right. Harmony is stronger than fear, and we proved it together." Clover, still shaking, muttered, "Sure, but next time, Can we prove it somewhere safe? Maybe in a carrot garden? They all laughed, the tension lifting. The pearl glowed once more, sealing itself with protective magic so it could never be stolen again. The Sea Kingdom celebrated with joy. Mermaids swam in graceful patterns, music filled the waters, and lanterns lit the reefs brighter than ever before. The festival resumed, now with true harmony restored. Queen Emmeline swam before the crowd, her voice strong. Thanks to Princess Sofia, Princess Ariel, and our own Princess Oona, the pearl has been restored. Our kingdom is safe once more. Cheers and songs erupted through the water. Sofia blushed, but Ariel leaned close. You should be proud, Sofia. You've shown the heart of a true leader. Clover puffed out his chest. And don't forget the brave rabbit who risked his life too. Oona giggled. Yes, Clover, we couldn't have done it without you. The night was filled with joy, but Sofia knew her time in the sea was coming to an end. She looked at Ariel, her eyes shining. Thank you for calling me here. I'll never forget this adventure. The next morning, Sofia floated at the shore with Ariel and Oona by her side. The waves sparkled gently, no longer wild but calm and balanced. Ariel placed a small seashell necklace around Sofia's neck. This will remind you of our friendship. Whenever you hear the sea, know that we're with you. Oona hugged her tightly. Come back soon, Sofia. We'll miss you. Clover clung to Sofia's arm. And maybe next time, let's have an adventure on dry land. Sofia laughed softly, her heart warm. I promise. We'll see each other again.